your CLI, right? Now we'll see like if you want to run it using a pipeline, how we can do that, right? So what the first thing you need to do if you're going ahead with the 5 line creations, okay? If you see that in the Azure cloud, you have mentioned we never okay describe anything related to the subscriptions informations, right? You have not passed any like a subscription ID, tenant ID, and also because the reason is we are using a cloud sale. Okay, so we have initialized the cloud sales. Okay, in directly to the portal. So by default, it will take to the that subscription. Okay, there also. Okay, so I'll give you. So see, if you're working with a cloud sale, okay, and you have a multiple subscription. Okay, so suppose if you have a 3 and 4 subscription and you are working with a cloud sale, then also we have to set the subscription. Okay, even though if you are deploying it, if you are creating it using a cloud sale, you need to set a subscription. So setting a subscription in the sense means like how will come to know, right? Because if you have a 4 subscription, how it will come to know which subscription you have to deploy the code, right? So what we do need to do, we need to do the agent logging. Agent logging will what it will do, and it will log into your subscription. Okay, do a agent login, then post that set the subscription. So the command to for setting a subscription is agent account set hyphen hyphen account subscription ID. I can give a subscription name, so I'll write it down here. Let me. So what I'm explaining your subscription is expired, right? So please try to create it tomorrow. Okay, so I'll be able to use. See, here I'll see. So if we are using it using a cloud sale, okay, that is called yeah, CLI. Okay, cloud CLI or cloud sales. Okay, if you're using, first thing what you need to do, you need to log into your subscriptions. Okay, the command for that is agent login. You might be knowing that, right? Then the second thing, if you need to do, okay, you need to set a subscription in case if you are having a multiple subscription in your tenant. Okay, so if you have a multiple subscription in your tenant, then that need to be set first. Okay, so it will find so command for that is agent account. So account set. Okay, hyphen subscription ID and your ID of a subscription, whatever your ID will be there, ID of subscription. Yeah, we can even give the agent account set hyphen subscription hyphen name and then your name of a subscription. So you can set a subscription in both way. Now what you need to do to just verify that your subscription is enabled, what you need to check is a agent account list. Okay, you can list down all the subscription hyphen o output and table. So it will show all your subscription detail in the tabular form. Okay, so in the tabular form, so we'll be able to see like suppose if you have 4 subscription, it will show you like support ABCD, some subscription is there, right? 4 subscription, it will show like this. Okay, and it will give like enable default value is true, and suppose we have set this, so this one will be true. Okay, rest all 3 will be false. Okay, so it means this one is pointing to the first subscription. Okay, so we can deploy any code. So now if you run your whatever the command you will run, okay, it will go ahead and deploy your code into the first subscription. So this we need to do only in case if you are using multiple subscription inside a tenant. Okay, if you are a single subscription, then agent login, you don't even do need to do a agent login, because by default, since we are using a cloud sales, and if you see, if you have seen that, right, it has created a storage account that is hosted inside the same subscription, right? So by default it will take a reference of your current subscription. Okay, because since you have only one active subscription, so by default it will take the value of that subscription. And in we are using directly into the portal, right? So you are doing deployment directly from the portal, so we don't need any client secret, any client ID for authentication and all. Now suppose if a same code is there, okay, whatever the code you have run using a cloud cell, if same code is there, if you want to run it using a pipeline, what the first thing you need to do, First thing you need to do is you need to pass the all the subscription detail like a subscription ID, client ID, and client secret and tenant ID. These four things is required in your code, okay, to authenticate to your subscription. Okay, so here if you see, if you are see, I have declared like this var dot tenant ID, var the subscription ID and all. So I'm passing this variable. Okay, so how we can pass the value of this variable is, so you have to create in the same folder. You have to create a tf was file. Okay, this could be now. If you see, I'm not calling anywhere var dot tf was file, right? I'm not calling it, right? I'm just declare as a variable. So how it since see, if you'll see, if there will be any tf was file, it will automatically take the variables value from that. So what you need to do in case if you're calling it from here, this value is needed. Okay. Okay, now it up to you how we want to pass the client secret. If you want to pass the client secret here, you can pass it as a variable. Now you need to pass like this. Okay. So here you can like you can pass it in double quote, single quote, whatever you, okay. Some your like a tenant ID. Okay. So tenant ID will look like this. So you'll pass the tenant ID. Then similarly we'll pass a subscription ID, then client ID and client secret like this. Pass the secret like this. Okay. So if you see that I have declared this as a variable, you can pass it here also. So if you have, so suppose in case if you have a multiple environment, then you need to define like this. Okay. And see, tenant ID, I have passed the value of tenant ID, subscription ID, client ID, and client secret. So this will help this code to integrate with your Azure portal, right? Because seeing the details, so it will come to know, okay, which subscription I need to get it deployed and all. The first thing, second thing, okay, for authentication of your pipeline, what you need to do, we need to create a service connections first. Okay, right? How will create a service connection? So if I'll go here and I've explained you, right, the service connection. Okay, hence we'll be using this service connection. So go ahead, create a new service connection. Okay, and the third one, you need to go with the ARM, Azure Resource Manager. So ARM is responsible for deployment of anything in Azure. Okay, so we can authenticate, we can automate infrastructure creations, we can deploy the code, and also you can do it using a ARM template. That is one thing. ARM template is nothing but like a JSON file, and then ARM is Azure Resource Manager. It will help you to authenticate with your Azure. Okay, now go ahead, and if you see, we always recommend this automatic way out. So since in your organizations, yeah, yeah, if you'll walk like this, what will happen is you might have created like a ADO, and they will give you like a ADO and Azure portal email ID, and tenant will be same. Okay, so in that case we'll get a option. Okay, if you'll go here, um, let it load. If you'll go here, you'll get a option. Okay, sorry. You have to give service connection name sub optional. Why it is not coming? Because in our case, you don't have any subscription listed with this tenant. So if your subscription and ADO tenant is different, suppose you have created a, like a ADO with a different email ID, and you have created a cloud with a different email ID. In that case, you have only option left out with go with the manuals. Okay, now you have to go with the manual creations. In that we have to pass this value. Okay, so like a subscription, your some subscription ID. Okay, it will take some subscription ID, and then your subscription name, some subscription name, then your client's ID. Okay, some client ID, and then this, obviously this will not be valid. Okay, it will say this one is not a valid one. Okay, because we are not using. And then your client secrets. Okay, some secrets it will pass, and some tenant ID. Okay, and once you'll verify that, then only you'll be able to connect it, because you need to put the correct detail here. Okay, so once you'll put the correct detail, you need to verify that whether your details is correct or not. It will make sure that whatever the value you're passing is correct. Okay, once it will verify, then we can create our service connections. Okay, so this service connection will make you, this will help you to logging. Okay, what basically you do using these service connections, we logging to a subscription, because we are working now in ADO and our cloud is somewhere else, right? So there should be like a connections between your ADO and Azure portal. So in that case, you have a two choice. Either go ahead, create also Microsoft also recommend to go with the auto creations, auto service principle, and either we can create a manually and all. So see, now if you want to create a manually, how will get a client ID and client secret, right? That is a question, right? From where you'll get a client ID and client secret. So the question is, you have a ADD services, right, in portals, that is called Azure Active Directory. Okay. Yes, ADD services will be there. That is called Azure Active Directory. Go here. Sorry, go there. Do a app registrations. App registration is nothing but you are creating a app. You are registering a app. So okay, basically you are creating a local user, kind of a local user. Okay, you'll create a local user, then generate a secrets, like how we are generating a pet and all, right? So go ahead, create a local user, add a secrets, generate a secrets. You'll get a secrets. So the app registration, whatever will be the client ID for that app registration, that will be your client ID. And then the whatever the secret you will generate, that will be your client secret. Tenant ID anyhow is going to be fixed one. Your subscription ID will be like a fixed one. You will be knowing the subscription ID. If you'll go to the subscription detail, there will be a field called like subscription ID. You'll get to know like what your tenant ID. Only like thing, the two things we'll get from the app register is, that is what first one is the client ID and client secret, and that is very important. Okay, using that only it will authenticate with your Azure cloud. Okay, so there should be like an active app registration. Now if you want to give some special source, you can even assign some permissions to your app registration and all. Now you can restrict even some permissions, right? If suppose if you are giving only read access, okay, things, yeah, if you are only giving limited access to your service connection, so your service connection is nothing but basically like a kind of user. App registration, see, you are getting access to your Azure cloud, right? So if you see, go and search, there should be entry of your email ID, right? We'll get a object ID and all, right? So similarly, basically, we are creating a local user. Okay, you are creating a local user. Using that user, you are authenticating to your Azure cloud. Okay, so basically, so what you need to do, we need to do app registration. For that app registration, if you want to give a specific, you can control even permission to your app registration. So service connection is basically your local user. Using that, you are authenticating to your cloud, Azure cloud. Hope this is clear, right? Okay. Now we'll go ahead. So I'll not be able to create, but I'll show you like now we'll go ahead and create a pipeline. Okay. This time we have to create a pipeline. We have to run the, so our actual working code is there. Now at this point of time, you know that our code is working, right? Because we have tested this in Azure CLI, right? Using Azure CLI, I was able to create all the resources. So whatever the resources is there, so I was able to create resource group. I was able to create VNet. I was able to associate subnet inside of VNet. Then we have created like a virtual machines. We have installed some extension, and also whatever my code is doing, I've already tested in Azure CLI. So I have now clear that my code doesn't have any syntax error. My code is working perfectly, right? So I'll go ahead and create a pipeline for that. Okay. So how we can do that? Go here and create a pipeline, new pipeline. Okay, I'll explain you like first with the classic editor, then we can generate a YAML based pipeline also with the same, just within like a one click. Yeah. Okay. So now I have explained you right. If I'll give like a demo. See. So what I have explained you. So for in any task, whatever its functionality and all, what the first thing you need to do? What is the first thing you need to do in the pipeline? No, you are not following it. Copy. We need to copy. We need to check out the source code, right? Yes, the copy file. Let me. So whatever the pipeline, whatever the functionality, okay. The first thing what you need to do, we need to copy the file. We need to check out the source code because if your source code will not be there, how will work that, right? Your Terraform code should download it locally, right? That's the first thing you need to do. Okay, I'll mention this checkout Terraform code. Okay, the source folder. I'm now less worried about all the folder because I need to work only on. So I'll give this Terraform. Right, I'm copying everything. So I have given the content as a star. Then the target folder is a drop. Right. Yeah. Now we have check out the source code. What it will do, it will download your code locally, right? So wherever your pipeline will run, whatever the agent, it will download the code locally. Now the second task will be right. What it will be like a Terraform, right? Since we are working on a Terraform. Terra. Now if you see that we have a run a Terraform on build agent, right? Now I'll add it. Okay. Where is the path? So it is here, right? This one, right? Is there any Terraform? What is the Terraform argument we need to pass? So what is the first thing we need to do? Hmm? How we are running a Terraform? See, they have given the argument pass to the Terraform is plan, apply, validate, etc. Right? So first thing is init, right? Terraform init, right? Install Terraform if you want. You can install the Terraform. Let us use the service principal endpoint. If you want to like a Azure Resource Manager here you can whatever like a no subscription is connected. If you will get this like a Azure Resource Manager service connection. So you need to select your service connection here. Okay. So so I'll not use tick this option because we don't have a service connection. Now we have given the Terraform init. Again we'll call this Terraform, right? Path is where this one, right? Argument we have plan, right? See, you need to Terraform pass to the Terraform plan, apply, validate, and all, right? Okay. Now we have done the Terraform plan. Then what's the next thing you need to do? Terraform apply, right? Okay. But if you are working, actually, just make sure use these the service connections. Okay. Now see there are the various. I'll save this. So this your pipeline is created. Okay, so whatever we are doing, we are doing it. We are running it manually. We are doing it first in it. to initialize the Terraform versions and all. So now we are doing it using a pipeline. Okay, we can initialize here. The second thing, so we were doing about the plannings and also what the Terraform is going to create. So we used to do the Terraform plan. So now we are doing the same thing, but this time we are doing it from a pipeline. Now the third thing we have a like a Terraform apply. Now whatever the plan it will show, it will execute the same plan. Okay, like a Terraform apply. So these three things you have done. Now I'll not give it. Obviously, it will fail because we don't have any subscription and all. Okay, let me create the another ones because we have some other. This one also. I have created this demo Terraform. Okay, I'll create the new pipeline. This time we'll call this different plugin Terraform plugin, right? I'll go. You'll see that what are the functionality available because you have seen that we are getting many Terraform's plugins, right? I'll go ahead and create this. This is two. Second, so here, so first thing I need to do, I need to copy, right? Copy and then source folder. Okay, I need to copy both main.tf. See, so whatever the pipeline, okay, whatever the functionality and all, irrespective of the functionality, the first thing you have need to do is we need to copy. We need to check out the source code. Okay, if it is any application and all, we need to publish it also. Since it is a Terraform, we are not building the code, right? We are directly using whatever there inside a main.tf. We are using that. We are not building it and all actually, right? So now this time, if you go to the Terraform, we'll search the Terraform. So we have used this, right? Okay. Now if you see these are there, right? If you'll see the this one is there. Okay, it is in marketplace. Get it for the free. Okay. You have to install that plugin. So suppose if your plugin is not available, you need to install the plugins. Okay. How will do that? Just click get it on free. See, it is like a kind of app you are able to see right there and there. So like how many download is there, right? Hmm. Yeah. Okay. I where I need to install, I have selected the organization since I am only the organization, so I'll install. So see, if you are selecting the see, it will install in organizations. Right? See, now we are all set. It means whatever the project you have created, okay, it has installed on my organization, not on my project. If you see inside my organization there is a multiple project we have created, right? We have created one project as a Rago DevOps and all. There are the multiple projects. So whatever, if you'll go to any of the project, this plugin will be available now. Okay, that's why all this thing will be happen on the basis of organizations level, not on the project level. So in future, if you create your new project, you don't have to download it and all. By default, it will be there. Okay, so you have to do the first time. Now if I'll refresh this, see, now I'm getting the two things right here. I'm getting this one also, right? I'll add this. This time I'll use that. We'll see what is the different. We'll see the provider Azure RM. These have some different, right? If you see here, they have already defined all these command, right? Init, plan, validate, so apply, output, destroy, custom, and all, right? Whatever the useful command is there, they have already. You just have to working directly. Okay, this one. You have to select the subscription here. Okay, because we don't have, so okay. So you have to create a resource group where you want to let. So these having some. See, this is for backend storage. Now you have explained me right where your log file will save, right? right? If we are running it locally, it was creating TF state file, right? But this time we are not running it from Azure CLI, right? So there should somewhere the log should save, right? So what we need to do in that case, I was saying, right, you can create a storage account, you can store all your logs there. So here if you see like the definitions, we'll see the definitions here. They have mentioned like backend storage. See, Azure RM backend storage configuration. So if you see, we have to pass the subscription here, the resource group name, okay, and then the storage account name, okay. Obviously, our value is not correct, so it is. Then we have to select the container. So whatever the container will be there inside this storage account, it will be available. Okay, I'll select that. Then you have to pass the key, because it will create like a kind of file, right? So the file is nothing but your key. Inside a container there should be, because you might create some other resources, right? Suppose if you're running one main.tf file, in future you might run some other resources, right? It will create. So that time we need to pass the different key. It will, how it will save, it will store in the same storage account. Inside a storage account there will be container. If you'll create this now, just create a portal, I'll explain you that also from the portal. So a storage account, it will store in the same storage account, same container, but there should be a different file. Okay, and that is the key. File is nothing but your key. Okay, now I'll save this. So it will still show some error because we don't have a valid subscription. Now we'll add this Terraform. Now again the same thing. What I need to do, I need to run this time the plan, right? So I'll select the plan. See, okay, and if any argument no, here also you need to select the here. If you'll see this, if if I am selecting a this one, okay. If I am selecting the plan, it is not asking the storage account and all detail, right? We'll see. It is asking no, right? It is not asking why, because in the first time only in filing, see, your provider backend everything like your Terraform versions and all, it will be installed, it will be set during a init only, right? During init only it will initialize everything. Okay, in the initialization step it came to know that okay, this backend storage file is going to save here. Okay, now the for the third command is we have a Terraform apply, right? Terraform. Sorry, I'm writing Terraform. I'm typing apply there. It's okay. Now this one is, yes, we need to apply any apply we can give. Okay. Now again, any additional command argument. Hmm? See, they have given it like hyphen auto approve for apply. So you want to give like this auto approve. So everything, if you click, so if you're not understanding anything, just click on the information. Okay, apply. Now just give your subscription detail. You don't have any active subscription, so it is saying that now our pipeline is ready. Okay, see, I will not be able to save this. Why? Because there is some settings required, right? We have some invalid configuration because we don't have a valid subscription ID, right? Now I'll show you. Suppose in case if I'll remove this, you got that, right? I'll remove this. Okay, we have some other Terraforms plugin also. We'll see what is the difference. So these are the way you can create. So there is a, it up to you, you can use another plugin also. So whatever the plugin available. So this one like we'll see. Okay, so if you want to install this, so support Terraform is not there, so first what you need to call, you need to call this Terraform install, and then here you need to provide the versions and all. Okay, and then that, how many plugins are there? Terraform, some other plugin is available in marketplace, it will be there. See here also, so many way, right? Tasks to install and discuss Terraform with Azure pipeline for Azure and AWS. Okay, you will get this one also. Rating is also fine for this. Yes, so it will be available now in, see, that's just few seconds. So now if you'll see here, you have this one, right? Which one you have installed now? No, no, this one you have installed, right? The symbol is all the same, all having a same symbol, right? Terraform CLI command, this one you have done. This we have already used, right? Let me, I think I have to install this one. This one only, I think. It is quite confusing because both having the same. Yeah, this is nothing but the same thing, only both are the same thing, right? Here also say if you're using a init, then it is asking for the backend storage and all. Let me try with this Terraform init, not validated. Okay, backend type. Okay, this one is also. This is the different, right? If you see this as a backend type, they are asking that. So quite different. It is saving your backend storage in this one locally, right? You see, right? Backend type the local, so it is saving your. So that is the different. Okay, so whatever the base suitable for the project is, I found this one, the Terraform Azure RM, because it, in organization will get requirement to store, because he need to store, obviously he need to store the state file, right? In a cloud, in a storage account and also. So this plugin is, I found this useful because you can configure your storage account, you can store, you can configure your different key, and also no need to define explicitly in your code. You can directly define in your pipeline also. Yeah, if you don't want to define in your pipeline, we can define like a backend.tf we can create. Okay, we can create a backend.tf and we can do it there. Okay, so any doubt so far? Right. So you know, right, how we can create a pipeline. Okay, so these are the different options using. Now here, if you see, we don't need to publish this into the artifact, like a public artifact, because we are not building anything. This is now, if you want to destroy, right, you can use this destroy also. Okay. The same thing. You can give here auto approve if you want to, because in during a destroy also it acts approval, right? Because you cannot make a pipeline interactive, right? Once it will start, this cannot be interactive, so you need to pass this argument like auto proof, so it will consider this as a auto proof. Okay, the same things basically. Now if you want to use the command which is not predefined here, okay, so even you can do the custom command here, like okay, so here they you have to pass this see custom command whatever, like which is not available. Okay, because they have only given like whatever is the important command. Okay, so suppose if you want to do, because there is a many command like terraform help and all, and also so see only the 4 and 5 command is very important in terraform. One is the init, that is for initialization of a terraform code provider. They will ask you this question in interview also, what the init command do. So it basically initialize your provider, initialize backend storage if you have any and all, and it will set the terraform versions, and it will install the terraform in case your terraform is not there. Okay, the three things it will do. The second thing, we have a plan. Okay, plan, what the plan will do. So plan will create like it will tell you what the terraform code is going to do. Okay, so it will basically give you the plan of okay, plan of your code. Okay, if you're so by seeing a plan you will be able to know that, because if you're creating a Azure resources, okay, there will be many intermediate as resources also, right? So suppose if you're creating a v8, it is setting up some network security policies and all, right? So you'll be able to come to know only during your plan things, right? You will come to know, okay, this is creating this one also, it is creating network security group, it is setting up some delegations and all, right? By seeing a plan you'll be able to come to know all these things, right? So it will give you idea whether you need this or not. If you need this, you go ahead and apply it. Apply is basically it will apply the changes whatever it will be there in the plan. It will once again generate the plan and apply the changes. Okay, so these three command is very important. Then Terraform validate is to validate your like a TF file. If you having any like a syntax error, then also it will validate your TF file. Terraform destroy, basically whatever the resource we have created using a Terraform, we can do that. If you want to delete, we can use the Terraform destroy. We can destroy this. Okay, so these are the five. One, init, plan. Then we have apply. Then we have destroy, right? So there is a various command like we can have a validate. If you see they have given this validate plan, so it will show you output is basically it will, if you see they have only given you in init, we already know the init. Validate, we know, we have talked about the plan, we have say about the apply. Output is if you want to keep, if you want to save the output locally, you need to use output, and so is the terraform, so it will show you all the changes related informations and all. So these are the five commands. So basically we are using only four. Okay, that, and they will ask you like in the interview and all, what is the use of, if you say you know the terraforms, they will ask you what is the use of backend file, and they may ask you like a tf state file or backend file. Okay, so both are the same, backend file and tf state file. Basically tf state file will store all the log, terraform executions log, right? It will keep track of your infrastructure, whatever there will be any changes in the infrastructure and all. If you are doing it using a terraform, okay, it will update your tf state file. So tf state file is basically it maintains the log history, right? And they may ask you why it is important to create a terraform course, because if you're saving your log and all, you need to pay extra, right? Because you are using a storage account, you are using container, you are using some storage and all, right? So they will ask you why it is mandatory, why we need to storage, why you need to waste the money and all. So you need to answer that, because using that you'll be able to see the previous configurations, will be able to see who has made the changes and also all the history. So it will help us during a infrastructure issue, infrastructure debugging and all. Okay, so that's why we need a log to be a store of infrastructure, because the configurations might also cause issue and all. And even there is one advantage. The second advantage is if you are maintaining a log, you can easily, so suppose in the future if you have to decommission all the services, right? Okay, you can easily decommission using a one go, right? So that is a proper managing of resources. We need to store a tf state file, right? So this is all about like a terraform. Now we have a next we have ansible. I'll talk about ansible, but before ansible I'll talk about a powershell and az command. Okay, using these two also you can create a PowerShell and az command. So PowerShell, so see like how we have a predefined module in the terraform, right? So PowerShell also have same things. Yes, you need a Azure account. We need a Azure account for that. So we'll be able to create, right? Because if we'll create a Azure account, the also we'll be able to get an idea and all that. I'll be able to do, and so that else I have to go through the theoretical part only. So that will not help you much. So I'll request you to create like a the Azure portal. Okay, just get it created tomorrow. Okay, and what I'll do, meanwhile I'll upload the Terraforms related all this here. Okay, and before going, I'll show you how we can create the ML based pipeline for the Terraform. So we have a easy way, right? We have created this pipeline. Okay, if we go and just go there, edit it, see, we're able to see, right? Just keep this, save this, sorry, copy to clip. We'll go here. I'll create here in Terraform only folder. Here inside that also. So if you say I'm doing the same things here, so if you see I'm given like the copying a file, then I'm doing a Terraform init. Display name is also Terraform init. You can change the template path is main.tf, argument is init, install Terraform true, right? Here I'm copying this like a tax list. This is the predefined tax. Let's see if this because I'm calling the uh, uh, field artifact directly. So this is a predefined tax. Okay, so and then I'm after init. I'm doing a plan. Okay, and then after plan I am doing a apply. So in apply I've given the argument apply auto approve, like that we only used to pass, right? Apply auto approve. So this is how we can create like a this. Yeah, so now if you want to create like a ML based pipeline, go ahead and then new pipeline. Okay, this one, because we are creating this. Okay, existing ML, right? Now where we have created, we have kept in Terraform, right? Where is Terraform? Infra DevOps Terraform? It is not coming. Why it is not coming? Let me see if we have saved this file properly or not. 5.9. Yes, save this properly, right? Then it should be there. And this one we have kept, right? Slash infra slash Terraform slash what was the path? It should come DevOps. Let me copy this path. Terraform demo repo. Why this main only, right? Mm-hmm. Correct only, yeah. DevOps. Infra. Terraform was T capital. Terraform. T was capital A what? Let me check. Yes, T was capital. No, T was a small. Terraform. Then we have the DevOps. So it has came now. Disable the trigger. Here Terraform ML pipeline. Demo, Terraform. Like that you will be able to create. Okay, so if you'll go here, we have this the Terraform. Okay, I'll create a new folder, Terraform pipeline. I'll move both into a Terraform pipeline. So you have got that right. So just make sure be ready with your subscription, and tomorrow we'll start with the PowerShell and agent command. Okay, so I'll have so okay. Thanks, Robert. Thanks for your time. Bye.